the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Everybody knew him in amateurs.
One thing I can say though, is I've been seeing, we've been amateur together and stuff, bro. Yeah. Tio can fight. Tio can fight.
The boxing world was shocked when a leaked sparring clip appeared to show Keyshawn Davis knocking down Shakur Stevenson. The footage highlighted Davis's sharp timing, speed, and overall skill, reminding fans how intense elite-level training can be. Davis later acknowledged Teofimo Lopez as a strong and dangerous fighter, explaining that he's watched both Stevenson and Lopez since their amateur days. His comments underline that raw talent matters, but preparation, strategy, and execution ultimately decide who controls the ring.
Against Shakur playing out, because you want me to tell you the truth, like, this fight could have been the winner's bracket fight. In other words, they're jumping to it, but at the end of the era, it may have been Teo and Shakur, especially if you would never fight Shakur, right? How do you see this fight playing
out? I see it playing out, let's say, I see it starting off slow.
Okay.
And then I see as Shakur wins the first round, as Shakur wins the second round, slowly, I think Tio is eventually going to start picking it up and start imposing his will. And then, it's just going to go from there. That's how I think it's going to go.
That's a fair assessment.
That's a fair one.
Especially for that.
Keyshawn Davis reflects on his sparring with Shakur Stevenson, stressing it was never personal, only pure competition. He admits he struggled to land clean shots while Stevenson's counters found their mark. Still, Davis kept pushing forward, knowing hesitation could put him at a disadvantage. The tough session earned his respect for Stevenson's elite skill and reinforced the importance of focus, persistence, and mental toughness in the ring.
On sparring day come, I'm confident. I'm knowing I'm about to go in here and beat him up, right? I get in the ring, man. Why I cannot hit this man, right? I cannot hit him, but he touching me. So I was like, oh, this is different.
He different.
Like, he different. So I just keep, I'm 14, he's 16. I just keep going, I just keep going. So some getting through, some not, some getting through, some getting not. And I felt as if I was to step off the gas pedal, he was gonna get me. So I just had to keep going, you feel me? And I know he explained that a lot of times in interviews, like that's why he respect me so much, because in that sparring right there, I didn't respect him at all. I was just trying to F him up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it was. And after the sparring, we respected each other. Like, it was a different type vibe after we sparred, honestly. Now it was like, damn, bro, like, damn. Like, we really started to get to know each other, you feel me? Because when he came to our gym, he was popular. Like, Shakur was the guy.
They knew him.
Shakur Stevenson has been training with nonstop intensity throughout his fight camp, showing exceptional focus and dedication. Each session is handled with strict discipline as he sharpens his technique, improves his speed, and builds lasting endurance. His preparation goes far beyond physical work. Stevenson studies his opponents closely, breaks down strategies, and visualizes multiple fight scenarios to stay mentally sharp. The camp is centered on consistency, precision, and steady improvement in every area of his game. With this level of commitment and concentration, Shakur aims to step into the ring fully prepared, confident, and in peak condition, ready to execute his plan and deliver his best performance.
Discipline, time away from my family. How you gonna beat me? Ain't no way you can beat me that way, bro. Why I keep saying I'm the best. Niggas don't want this shit more than me. I know it. I know it. I want this shit so bad. So bad. Shit easy, yeah?
Easy work.
Easy.
Always easy work.
You already know.
Always easy work.
This supposed to be a sprint. This ain't no sprint.
No, it's a job. We ready.
Keyshawn Davis reflects on his long-standing relationship with Shakur Stevenson, explaining that their connection was deeper than boxing, often describing Stevenson as a brother. From early on, their bond was built on trust, shared experiences, and mutual understanding. At the same time, a strong competitive rivalry naturally formed, pushing both fighters to grow, improve, and challenge each other throughout their careers. This balance of friendship and competition played a major role in their development, as they constantly learned from one another while striving for excellence. Davis emphasizes that their rivalry was always fueled by respect and a shared ambition to reach the highest level in boxing.
It's family, bro. Like I'm never ever fighting Shakur. You know what I'm saying? I'm not. It's not even gonna feel right.
What were some of the experiences like with you guys growing up like as young men and young teenagers in Virginia? Like what some of those things that shaped you to know like he's my brother, man. I could never do it.
Yeah, the moment when I was like, all right, yeah, Shakur, I genuinely actually got real love for you was when I was going through my deep depression times. Even before I was going into the mental home, I used to tell my brother a lot. But then I started like backing off from my little brother because he was my little brother. I started talking to Shakur a lot about like how I was feeling, how I was thinking, and what I was doing to myself. And Shakur was just giving me advice that I really like taking and like, damn, okay, I got you and stuff like that. And then I end up going to the mental home and, you know, like he calling me in there, checking up on me and stuff like that. I get out of the mental home, he pulling up on me, making sure I'm straight, making sure I get back in the gym, make sure I continue to do what I love. So
During an appearance on the Ariel Helwani show, Shakur Stevenson spoke openly and confidently about his highly anticipated matchup with Teofimo Lopez. Known for his sharp precision, defensive mastery, and high boxing IQ, Stevenson addressed critics who questioned whether he is ready for a fighter of Lopez's power and reputation. He made it clear that he believes Lopez has never faced an opponent with his level of skill, intelligence, and adaptability. According to Stevenson, this fight represents a completely different challenge for Lopez, one that will test him mentally and technically in ways he has not experienced before. Stevenson emphasized that his confidence is rooted in preparation, not hype. He explained that his focus remains locked on the task at hand, blocking out outside noise and expectations. Rather than being drawn into emotional exchanges or unnecessary brawls, Stevenson stressed the importance of staying true to his natural style. He plans to fight with patience and purpose, using distance control, precise timing, and calculated movement to disrupt Lopez's rhythm and expose openings. He also highlighted the importance of pacing, noting that controlling the tempo from the opening bell will be key to dictating how the fight unfolds. Stevenson believes that by remaining composed and disciplined, he can neutralize Lopez's explosiveness and gradually take control of the contest. His comments reflected not only strong self-belief, but also a deep understanding of the tactical demands required at the elite level. Overall, Stevenson's remarks showcase his maturity, strategic mindset, and why many view him as one of boxing's most cerebral and technically gifted young stars.
Cool. I mean, that's their opinion. Like, you know, they can say that. But I know he never fought nobody on my level. Like, I'm 1,000,000% sure that Tio has never seen nobody as good as me in his life.
He's talking about like once he gets through you, then he wants Crawford, names like that. How do you think he would do against someone like Terrence at this point?
I think he gets knocked out.
Can't even hang with him.
Yeah, he's too little. Blood is too big for him.
Right. As far as skills, though, do you think he's on par with the likes of Terrence?
I'm not gonna say he's on the Terrence Crawford level of skills, but he's very skillful. He got a lot of things with him that puts him at a high level.
One thing that was interesting to me was it seemed like you were going to move on from Matchroom, but now Eddie Hearn is involved in this, and this is a Matchroom event. It seems like I know it's a ring card too, but he's promoting it here in the United States. So, what is the state of your relationship with Eddie and Matchroom at this point?
Eddie's my guy. I'm actually not signed to Matchroom, but he's my guy. I'm a big fan of Eddie Hearn. None but respect to him, but I'm glad he's the promoter that's on this card. I'm glad to share the spotlight with his promotional company.
So if he's your guy, how come you're not signed to Matchroom?
I mean, it's just business. If it makes sense, then I will. You know, if it come down to it and that's what makes sense, then we'll do it. But right now, I don't think it makes sense.
Okay, so are you just more of like your own man at this point? Your own entity?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. Do you negotiate with the ring people, with Turkey? You just do that yourself?
No, me and my manager,
Boozy Ennis, a respected boxing analyst and commentator, shared his perspective on the Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez matchup. Issuing a clear warning to Lopez, Ennis stressed that underestimating Stevenson would be a serious mistake. He explained that Stevenson's speed goes far beyond simple quickness, serving as a strategic weapon that helps him control exchanges, avoid danger, and set up sharp, accurate counters. Ennis noted that fighters who depend mainly on power, without respecting timing, movement, and ring intelligence, often struggle against Stevenson. According to him, Lopez must fully acknowledge Stevenson's skill set, as a blend of speed, intelligence, and precision makes Shakur a uniquely dangerous opponent in the ring.
And I gotta tell everybody that Whichcomb is real athletic too. Tell people. So I mean, I don't think it's gonna be an easy fight. You know what I mean? People think, a lot of people say it's gonna be easy and all that. TFM can punch and he can box. And like I said, he's real athletic. So what I mean, that'll make it a little difficult right there. You know what I mean?
I see a lot of people going back and forth with it. Some people think Tio got the advantage because of the weight and that he's athletic and explosive. Some people say Shakur is the better boxer.
Yes.
Right? How you see that fight ending?
Well, they saying, they got the weight and all that. I see Shakur box big guys, like heavyweights and all that stuff. It's like, big box heavyweights and put heavyweights down. You know what I mean? I think that's the right move for him. You know what I mean? Get up and I think he can really do good at that weight.
This isn't a stoppage.
I'm looking at a decision, not a stoppage. But then it all going to how Till come in. Till come at him. He's gonna run into some shots. It might be over. You know what I mean?
Now, you always tell me it's the shot that you don't see coming.
That's it.
That power is speed.
Right.
So could it be a situation where people underestimate Shakur's puncher power?
Yeah. I think Shakur can punch. I think he can punch. It's just like I said, speed is power. It's not them guys that muscle bound guys come in and tell me, well, he can punch and all that. Like I just got for the same, like you just got for the same, matter of fact. Punch that you don't see. And they always say, man, I didn't see that punch.
Dan Raphael, a veteran boxing journalist, offered his insights on the Stevenson versus Lopez fight, highlighting the impressive skills and careers of both athletes. He described the matchup as a clash between Stevenson, a technically skilled and disciplined boxer, and Lopez, a dynamic fighter with explosive power capable of turning a fight with a single punch. Raphael praised Stevenson's ring intelligence, defensive mastery, and strategic approach, noting that these qualities make him a difficult opponent. The contrast in styles and strengths between the two fighters creates a compelling contest, where the outcome could be determined by who imposes their game plan most effectively.
Teofimo has been a bona fide world champion in 2 divisions. He was the champion at lightweight. Had most of the belts, defeated Lomachenko. He did suffer the upset loss to Kambosos. There were some physical issues there that we didn't know about going into the fight, not to make excuses for him. But regardless, he came back and even though maybe he didn't shine and scintillate maybe in some of those fights after that, when it came time to step up and take on the champ, which was Josh Taylor, he shined in that fight. So when Teofimo is matched, in a big time opponent, he's delivered, and he's done it, a number of times. And, he looked really good against Taylor. And Shakur, by the way, similar thing. He's been flawless through his career. He maybe not the most exciting at times, but Shakur Stevenson gets the job done. He has won titles from featherweight up to lightweight, when his back was against the wall, quote unquote, and everybody had big expectations, and he had a lot of pressure on him not to make it a boring fight and all that kind of business. What did he do in his last fight against William Zepeda? He stood in the pocket, he fought the guy, and he won handily. He shut him out basically. He won like 10 rounds to 2. I mean, he fought a unification fight against Oscar Valdez, a fighter that, even though he might have been favored, thought maybe Oscar could do some damage because he was a good puncher and had a great amateur background and a great chin and all those types of things. And he went out there and he routed him also. I mean, so, these are 2 of the best young elite fighters in boxing. And their fight has been talked about for a long time. They spent most of their careers together at Top Rank, which was a fight, if you ever ask Bob Arum, he'll tell you that was a fight that Top Rank, down the road had their eye on at some point when they were going to be, closer in weight to each other, because obviously Teofimo had started off, a little bit heavier than Shakur, but they would eventually catch up to each other. They're both Olympians, by the way. Teofimo he's American, but he fought for his parents' country of Honduras in that same Olympic Games. It was Shakur Stevenson winning a silver medal for the United States. I mean, they have all kinds of accomplishment. I do think they have a healthy respect for each other. They know each other for all the years being at Top Rank events together. They fought on the same undercard twice when the main event was Terrence Crawford, who was obviously very close to Shakur, but Teofimo was on those shows also. So And they're doing it in the right place. This is not a fight they're taking to a place that doesn't make sense. All respect to the big matches they do in Saudi Arabia, but this is the kind of fight that belonged in America, and it didn't belong in Las Vegas. It belongs in New York City at Madison Square Garden. Teofimo is from Brooklyn. Shakur is from Newark, New Jersey, which is a 5-minute train ride from Midtown Manhattan. I mean, it's got everything you want to see. The Garden hasn't had a lot of big fights in the main arena over the last few years. The last one they had was the third fight between Katie Taylor and Serrano. But before that, it'd been, a couple of years, I think, since they had a main arena fight. So
Timothy Bradley, former world champion and respected boxing analyst, provided a detailed evaluation of the Stevenson versus Lopez matchup, emphasizing its technical significance and broader impact on the sport. Bradley explained that the fight reflects the evolving landscape of boxing, where the next generation of elite fighters challenge each other to establish hierarchy and define the future of the division, drawing parallels to Devin Haney's rise. He noted that fighters like Stevenson prioritize skill, adaptability, and strategic thinking alongside traditional power, showcasing a more cerebral approach to the sport. Bradley emphasized that this fight offers both Stevenson and Lopez an opportunity to prove their status among boxing's rising stars. Stevenson's precision, speed, and tactical awareness set a high standard that forces opponents to elevate their own game. Conversely, Lopez, known for his explosiveness and athleticism, must adjust to Stevenson's calculated and disciplined approach, making for a dynamic and unpredictable contest. Bradley also highlighted the educational value of the matchup for young fighters, who can learn from Stevenson's methodical discipline and Lopez's ability to assert power and control under pressure. Ultimately, Bradley framed the fight as a landmark event, demonstrating not only the skills of the two competitors, but also the sport's ongoing evolution, where technical excellence and physicality must coexist for success at the highest level.
Yeah, I think Devin Haney setting the trend. Devin Haney setting the trend, yeah. Yep, he's setting the trend. Now all these young guys starting to test themselves against each other now. That's what we want to see. That's what we want to see. We want to see who the best is, yo. And then the winner of this fight right here needs to fight Devin Haney. Why not? Why not? Keep it going. Keep it going. But anyways, look, this is a message, man. Anybody that's going to be working that card, y'all better make sure y'all do y'all damn homework. I'm talking about any commentators, any host, anybody. Do your damn homework, man, for real. You know what I'm saying? Because this not going to be one of them fights where it's going to be rock'em sock'em, both guys hitting each other and stuff like that. No, it's going to be small, little nuancey type of things that if you don't know what you're watching, you can't tell us what the hell is going on. All the fans at home will be like, what's going on? You know? They don't have the knowledge that you're supposed to have to give us some food for our damn thoughts. So do your damn homework on this, okay? Oh, that goes for everybody that's gonna be calling this fight, because there's every offense that, or every type of any offense that's gonna be landed, it's gonna have to be earned or set up. Both these guys are intelligent, right? Teofimo Lopez is explosive as hell. He's smart as well. Shoot, you gotta remember, this man was the first man to beat Lomachenko. Yeah, well before Haney. Yeah, So, look, check this out. And you already know Shakur Stevenson. You know what he bring into the ring. Defense first. Yep, defense first. You ain't getting nothing. I'm gonna get mine when I get mine, and when I want to get mine, but you ain't getting nothing. So look, y'all might perceive this fight as being boring and this and that. This is gonna be one hell of a technical battle that
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned next time.